Okay, guys, so this is my half scale dressmaking form. So, with this, with what I do, I kind of get an idea of what kind of dress I want to make and different things like that. Come here, Gino, you got to stop. You got to stop. Stop, stop, stop. Get up there. Do not get on my dress. Lay down. You're not in this video. This video not about you. So you have a seat, okay? So this is what you do before you go through the steps of kind of what you want to make and how you want to make it and different things like that. So I love this little dress form where I can move back, Gino, get off the dress, where I can kind of practice and get some fabric and kind of start maneuvering around and kind of figure out like what I want to do. So what I decided with this, so this is a sweetheart. Bring it closer for y'all can see a little bit. So if you see, this is a sweetheart neckline, and I did the princess seams. So I did a kind of sort of like a belt going around, and I did a rose petal. So I did the ballroom dress. So I cut the big ballroom dress, and then I'm going to turn it around, and I have the train in the back. Because y'all know that I am doing my special occasion and different wedding dresses and stuff like that. So I get so excited. So I'm going to turn her around. So if there's anybody else like me that's just getting into this sewing part and different things like that, and you want to make something, well, not necessarily, I ain't just getting into sewing. I've been sewing for, oh Jesus, a long time. But I just now start challenging myself to make wedding and special occasion dresses while I'm doing it on a bigger scale, where I'm facing my fears now. Because before, you know, a lot of times you'd be afraid of messing up. So I wouldn't challenge myself. I go, oh no. You know, people say, can you do this? First thing I say is, no, I can't do that. I never did it and I never tried. So if you never try, you're never going to be able to do anything. So you have to push yourself. You're going to have to try. And fear, you know, fear, don't give in to fear. Do not give in to fear. Push yourself and know that you can create anything that you put your mind to. So what I've learned, that a wedding dress, a special occasion dress, is not going to be something that you're going to do and it's going to be done like that. You're going to take steps. You take your time. So the first thing I would say you do is you figure out how the dress is going to be made. When you design it off your own head, like not for a customer, and you draft that pattern. And I would say the best way to do it is to do drafting off a dressmaking form. When I do it on paper, it'd be fine, but paper don't have the shapes and all that, so you'll have to do a lot of modification. So that's why I like drafting right on that dress form, because I done padded it to be, well, that one is a size 12. So when you get a size 12 mannequin, I believe it's 39 in the boobs, I believe it's 30 inches in the waist, and I believe it's 38 inches in the hips. So I had to pad it to make it 45, and the other two was pretty much good. So, you know, so I made the petticoat for this. So when I cut this oversized ball dress, guys, and I cut this oversized ball dress, the back is going to be much, much, much longer than the front. So that'll give you this train effect, okay? So sit, Gino. So I'm going to show you the shapes that I cut out. But then this, with the belt, I just made it a huge bow that goes around the waist, and it, you know, ties off like a bow. And then when I dropped it down where the zipper would be, I did another little circle-like thing, and then the train. Okay, so I'm gonna show y'all the shapes. So when I drafted this, so if you could see one is shorter and the other one is longer. But if you see, when you do the waistline, it's gonna meet up at the waistline, and it's gonna be that. So these will be your shapes to get an oversized train like this. One gonna, you know, be shorter, and then the back of the train is going to be long, and then you have the seam where your zipper is going to go in the back of the dress. And a lot of times when you do the, so but I'm not going to do this bow piece. I just did it for reference on it. That dress that I'm going to make is going to have the, I'm going to bring the pieces in here, but it's going to have a sweetheart I'm sorry, a corset back. I'm going to do the corset back. So I'm not for sure if I'm going to do this bow piece. That's just for something I just threw on there, just for something to do. So, and then I overlapped it to give it that, you know. So if you want it to overlap, then you're going to cut this piece bigger than your waist size. So you'll cut this bigger because you give yourself room to do these two overlaps in the back. So where those seams meet at for the back seam, I extended this so they can kind of go do like a pleat over. So that seam, you just don't have that bold seam sitting there. So the only seam you will see, and once the dress is pressed, is that one seam that go all the way down the back. I didn't want to have 3 seams where it's meeting, the side seam and all that. So I just oversized it and brought it into the back. So instead of the seam being on the side, I pleat it and bring both of those to the back. So let me go get the piece that I'm telling y'all that I'm going to make mine different than the sweetheart. Because this is a sweetheart. I've been doing a lot of sweethearts. So in order to get good and stuff, we got to challenge ourselves, right? I can't keep making the same old shit. Hold on. Gino, you stay. I'm coming back. Okay, so the dress that I'm going to make is going to be, it's not going to be the sweetheart because I feel like I've been doing the sweetheart, been doing the sweetheart, been doing the sweetheart. So now I want to challenge myself because I don't really make the bustiers with the bra cups because to be honest, like I said, I got to face my fears. I'd be afraid of making it too small. So I never really challenged myself. I'd be like, no, I don't want to mess up. So I ain't going to do it, you know, or I might not have the right bra cups or it might not look right. So I'm building this underbust bustier where, you know, if it, you know, it's going to look wonky on here, but it'll go, if it was lined up right, it'll go like that. And it'll go under the bust bustier. And then the bra cups got to go in there. Boom. And I got the other one. Boom. And then the big ballroom dress is going to connect. But it's going to take some time to get it right. Like I said, I've never did it before. So this is like my, like I'm doing a little practice piece. And then, and I start put some boning on here. But I am trying to face my fears and do stuff that I've never done before. So, yeah. So it's like when it comes to getting that, that bra cup, I always have that fear like, oh, what if it's not right? Or what if it's, you know, because with the sweetheart, you just can put, so this one I didn't put no boning in. And I should have put some boning in because, you know, like it's, and I made this a while ago. So it's like my stomach is, I lost some weight. So it's kind of got that bagginess and it needs to be taken in. But I'm not going to do no alterations on this. I'm going to leave this as is. This is something, oh, I'm creating new. But I'm challenging myself to make that. I've never did it. And I am a little afraid of not getting it right. But how could we be good at something? We got to challenge ourselves. So now I'm challenging myself for the stuff I normally won't do. I'm not going to make that. I'm challenging myself to make that. So that, like I said, that's what the special occasion dress is. So this dress form for my designers, and people are like, why would you want to do that and nobody can wear it and stuff? Is way less fabric than it is to make the official big wedding gowns. But this will give you the idea of how you need to make your pattern and what you need to do, how big it needs to be. So these is phenomenal, and they're using these in the schools. So my girlfriend was like, well, but you can't use the fabric, so you wasting fabric. No, I'm not, because I'm seeing the progress of what I want this to look like. So that's the reasoning in using these. So of course I didn't sew the sweetheart part. Now I didn't take the time out, put boning and all that. So no, that is just, that sweetheart part just pent. So I more or less be focusing on the draping and the pieces and how they're going to come together and lay. And you do it on a smaller scale. So when it's time to do it, you will kind of know what you're facing and what you need to do. But now you're just going to follow your measurements. So that's what I'm doing, guys. So I hope you guys are having an awesome day. And I will have, well, that one dress is, y'all know that one that I've been working on. That one is complete. I'm just doing a detachable train. And the other one, that one is halfway complete. I just need a couple more things. So I'll be taking a little longer to get things because I don't, like, I might go to my local fabric store and get some stuff, but for a lot of the bridal stuff, they don't have a lot of that. And the best way to get the best deals is for you to order. And a lot of time, this stuff is coming from far. A lot of the nicer wedding stuff. So that's why my stuff is in Paul's. I probably get this much done and it's a Paul's, which is great. I'm not in a rush. And then I go work on something else because I work and use all those materials till I run out. Then pause, I go to the next. So that's kind of how y'all see me showing y'all snippets of these different dresses. But I don't have all of the stuff complete because I've never did this before. So when I'm doing it, I'm like, okay, well, I be thinking 40 yards would be enough. And then once I started doing it, I realized 40 yards is not enough, you know. And when you're going to make these big oversized dresses with these huge trains, you're going to need a lot of fabric. So I'm discovering that. And I want to make this huge dress with a train that's off the charts. So I'm going to need a lot of fabric. So just huge, like I would say, to do that the one dress is in my head, I would say I probably need about 60 yards of fabric. So when you're doing it, you also gonna need 60 yards of lining fabric as well. So, you know, when you're making these dresses. So, you know, some people do the interfacing everywhere. I'm not going to do it interfacing in the bottom part. So just more or less the structure of the dress and stuff like that and the boning. But I wouldn't go there. And maybe if I wanted some pleats, I'd probably do the interfacing going around. But I wouldn't go. And yeah, that'd be a whole lot of interfacing. So, but I be seeing like on YouTube, a lot of the ladies from over in Africa be making dresses. They be having stiffener on a huge roll. Like I don't even be knowing the measurements of that, but it's huge, and they be putting it in a lot of their dresses, and I'm like, wow. And they be saying it's stiffener, and when I go to Google and that, I'm not finding that. I'm finding interfacing, but I'm not finding it. So if there's anybody that sews and knows the name of that, when I put in fabric stiffener, it's spray come up, but it's not coming up like I can, you know, get the interface, or they'll call it hemming gum. Some of them will say hemming gum. They'll be saying hemming gum, but it comes in a little roll. So yes, if you could, you know, you guys know that, because I say, yeah, that would be great. And when you want some stiffening, but I don't really want it in the body of the dress, more or less the shell of the dress. But I want the fabric to flow and move. But I was just saying, if I needed to pleat something, then I would want to go with, you know, something like that. Or if, like I said, if you're making a bow, but it, you know, the interfacing would be fine if I decide, you know, like make the bow and, you know, different things like that. So guys, that's what I'm working on. And oh, with this, let me see if this kind of like organza. Let me see. I'm gonna do it on here, because I know organza, a lot of time when I be dealing with organza, I'll just start hemming it. He's scared of fire. I burn it. Let's see. This don't really do like I do the organza. A little bit, but a lot of times when I'm doing my organza, I don't be want to sit there and do all that hemming. I'll just burn it a little bit, and it'll kind of melt it over and stop it. So I guess it kind of does like organza, this fabric, but this is not organza. So like when I'm doing it, so you start to keep lighting a lighter. I would say just get a candle, and then like when you have a lot of hemming and stuff to do, especially on this type of fabric, I've been using my lighter and using it, and as you could see, this fabric won't fray anymore. So I've been doing that. Not on the top part, but I'm just saying if I have a whole lot of hemming or something like this, so on that dress when it's finished, which I probably would just hem it or serge it, but I was just saying some of the little parts I do use like you know, I will use the burn method and just burn it, because I don't want to sit there and do all that hemming. So I have been doing that, and organza does that perfectly. It just rolls over. So okay guys, you guys have a great day, but these are the things I'm working on. Thank you guys for watching. Shh. Bye-bye. Guys, quick note. So when I'm saying I'm working on a dress form and I'm using fabric and I'm kind of figuring out what I need to do and how I want to drape it. So don't use your expensive fabric on the dress form. Go and get fabric that's probably $2 to $3 a yard and kind of have the same consistency of the fabric that you're going to use so that you can see how it'll pan out. So yes, I wouldn't take my expensive fabric at $40 a yard and do it on here. No. So when I'm doing this, I'm finding, like, actually I had this fabric in a garage. I told you I buy a lot of stuff and don't know what I'm gonna do with it. So I had this fabric literally hanging out in the garage, and I was like, oh, and I had enough to make the corset piece, to make this, and I still got quite a bit left over. So a lot of my dresses, I'm kind of utilizing stuff that I've already had. So yes, when y'all getting fabric, find a much cheaper fabric. Like, if you like, we're blessed here in Minnesota, we have a huge warehouse fabric where it's big as a Sam's Club, and it's full of fabric, and we can walk and we can cut it ourselves up to 4 yards. And then anything over 4 yards, then they cut it for you. Then they're expensive fabrics, you don't cut them. Like of course the leather cowhides, you got to buy the whole hide and stuff like that. But the expensive stuff, they cut for you, but they allow you to cut, you know what I mean, as long as it's under 4 yards. So that's what I want to say to you guys. Don't use your expensive fabric on this, because yes, you're not going to be able to do nothing with it or whatever. It's sample, but it gives you a reference on what you need to do. So go find fabric that's $1 a yard, $2 a yard, and look at the consistency of the dress that you're going to make and kind of feel and be like, this will kind of go, because then you will see how it's going to drape, how it's going to drop. And they make these just like the dress form, but they are on a half scale. They're on a smaller size. So I just wanted to put that note in there, because I don't want nobody to take $40 a yard fabric and they do it on this, and and they, of course you can't, it's for display, and it's for drafting, it's for you, just to see how it's going to turn out. So, and muslin, it's okay, but muslin don't look pretty, so I don't like to. Well, y'all can do the muslin and do that, but I like to take a official fabric and do it. And I also watch this lady on YouTube, and she be using official fabrics, and she makes some awesome dresses. So there anybody that want to get into special occasion and they never did it, don't be afraid. Just believe in your heart that you can do it, and watch a bunch of videos, and definitely take your time. And measurements is important. And then too, guys, like I said, I'm learning. I've never made wedding dresses before, so when I'm buying stuff, and then when you buy stuff, like I got some bridal fabric off of Amazon, and they had like 40 yards for $58, but some of the fabric is 36 inches a yard, 36 inches by 54 inches. So a lot of these fabrics, you're gonna have to mend them together to get huge pieces to make it kind of do what we wanted to do. But in our fabric store, we have the big fabric on a roll that's probably, oh, that fabric, when I stand it up, that fabric stands as tall as me. So it got to be 5 whatever. I don't even know the measurements of that. But when you go there, they still do it by the, you get this width, but you still get to cut it like that 36 inches, but you get the height of that. So I really, really, really like when I get to go there and I get to cut that fabric, because I'm getting, you get that width, but it's by 36 inches. So I just wanted to say that to you guys. So I don't want nobody to be doing that and then they using expensive fabric. So always use a cheap fabric when you practicing on your dress form and stuff like that. And as you guys can see, I don't, if y'all really want to challenge yourself, this don't have a lining in it. I didn't do a hem on it. I didn't do any of that. I just want to see the effect of draping and stuff like that. Because when I look at the other people that do theirs, they don't do all that. And just like if you use your muslin ain't gonna have no lining and all that on it. So I don't go that far. And like I said, even with the Sweetheart, I didn't even officially sew this. I just put it in the Sweetheart. Now, no, don't get me wrong. I sewed the 2 princess darts because it kept bulging. So I did sew the 2 princess dart going down the seam. But other than that, that's not sewed. I just take the pins and pin it on. Everything else is just pinned. It's not sewn together. I meted the skirt. I did sew these pieces together to make the train attach. I did attach this together. That's attached. But far as me sewing, putting a zipper and all that, none of that. No. I don't do none of that. I'm just looking for, you know, the shapes and stuff like that. Yeah. So none of that is done. And then, of course, the petticoat I got under here, I think I showed y'all before. So I sewn all the stuff for the petticoat, because every time you want to do like a ballroom size gown or whatever, you're going to need your petticoat. So you make a circle skirt, guys, and then just get some tulle and make it about 3 inches to 4 inches, however long. I say 3 because it's small, and just keep doing rows and rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of tulle till you finish the circle skirt. And then I did not this ain't sewn together neither, so every time I get ready to use this, I just simply pin it, because yeah, I didn't sew it together. So that's my petticoat that I made to go underneath to make the skirt expand. So yeah, this one ain't I just pin it down the back. I have not sewn it together. But yes, all of the tulle is on here sewn, and you're going to need that, because every time you do a ball gown or something that need a petticoat, you're going to need something under it to give you to kind of make the dress do what it need to do. So that one is sewn together. But like I said, I did not close the back. The back is not closed, but I did sew all of the tulle connected to there and things like that. So okay, so I hope that helps, and you guys have a great day. So I just wanted to let y'all know that, yes, I don't go so far as doing a hem and all that and aligning, none of that, just the base layer. And then this is pinned, not sewed. Okay, guys.